So this is a global Earth news special. I forgot what that movie is called. It's called Octopus Board Game, something like that. I forgot what the new TV show that came out. Squid
Game.
Bungee jumping. Oh yeah, Squid Games. So it's like one of the most viewed TV shows ever on Netflix.
I think it is #1 now.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about it.
I'm a little surprised.
It's real news, not like made up news. It's real. If everyone's watching it, then I guess it is real news. It's not this like some small little thing that we're blowing up. This is actually a big thing.
There's a cultural impact to it that I think is very interesting, and there's also I think the debate is it's a false debate.
Yeah,
but you're talking about the values of capitalism versus, socialism or communism or whatever.
Yeah.
It was really funny. One of these right-wing pundits wrote an article talking about how Squid Game is really a critique or a referendum on socialism. What? After the writers of Squid Game said that it is a referendum on capitalism.
People are just making up their own delusional whatever they think it or those kind
so
of
they're
people.
telling the writer that they're wrong about why they wrote it.
Some people are so reactionary that I've been seeing the most weirdest, strangest. It's unsettling to me how people just say shit and don't know fucking anything. There's some people say, "Oh, why it's so violent? They got Koreans killing each other." Like, dude, it was made by Koreans. That's why Koreans are killing each other.
You guys don't see that they were speaking in Korean the entire time, and then they brought in Americans sounding mad awkward. Did you notice that the dialogue when the Americans show up is just like the way that they portrayed Americans in the old Hong Kong kung fu films.
Crazy stereotype, which I love to see in those movies. We can't get enough of those.
Yeah, I almost said kung flu just now because I was trying to say kung fu films too fast.
Oh yeah, chill.
And I'm just like, no, let's not say racist stuff.
No, we're gonna be banned from Facebook. Meanwhile, you can buy one.
Nah, they're not going to ban us for that. We have to talk about other protected groups in order to get banned. Yeah.
So lured by the bull market, South Koreans take out record loans. So this is a story from 2 years ago. This is actually a story that's been happening for a long time. So instead of spoiling the show for you and just talking about it and fucking up for you if you haven't seen it, we're going to actually talk about the background of what happened, what would inspire someone to make such a crazy ass show in South Korea. And this is one of the things that inspired it.
Yeah.
It's South Korea takes out record loans. So apparently South Korean households borrowing from banks and brokerages grew at record pace in 2000. This is 2020. 2020. 2020.
I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah. By retail investors borrowing to buy stocks.
That was a year ago. Okay.
So I want to show you this real number. So the real number that we want to look at is how much. So South Korea's household debt to GDP level stood at 100.6%. It's the second highest after Lebanon, which has no electricity right now. So this is how much debt. That's debt to GDP level 100%. You know what that is? That
means that everybody is drowning. That's what that is. Okay.
So this is wild. So this is the article. This story is worth watching the documentary over.
That hurt my soul looking at that number.
So we have to watch. You
ever heard somebody say that they have debt up to their eyeballs?
Yeah, that's past the eyeballs.
That's is 0.6. That is like your like the topmost hair on your head has water over it.
Yes, it's a wrap. So I'm gonna pull this up.
Oh my God, $1.8 trillion.
South Korea's household debt rises
from 2019. You know what's worse now?
It's got to be worse now.
Every 12 minutes, a South Korean is declared bankrupt.
That's why they have a crazy ass show
이거
now.
이자가 뭐고 안 보인다니까요. 돈이 급하면 아무것도 안 보입니다.
You don't care about
Has
interest
the
rates?
highest household debt to
You're like, yo,
GDP
I'm trying to
ratio
eat
in
today.
and it's driving people to
So we don't need to show
measures.
clips of Squid Games. We have real life to
ticking
show
bomb.
you. So
They know, but this is Squid Game. if we didn't play this, you would think it was Squid Game.
So I think I'm gonna skip. No, I'm not gonna skip yet.
문을 똑똑똑 서로 이렇게
So this is
치면은
guy looking for people looking for money.
누군지
just like
누군지
Squid Games.
알겠으니까 그 사람 없는 것처럼 행동했던 것 같아요 집안에서.
Yo, you better hope they don't kick in the door, wave in the fo.
불도 안 켜고 생활했었고 그냥 그 지지군도 지금 집에서 그냥 밖에도 안 나가고.
Where's my money?
Yep.
For 11
Oh, he
months,
calling
debt
too. Oh
collectors
shit.
harassed Ko Young-gyu relentlessly.
Yo.
That's mad text messages.
안에 있는 거 다 알고 있어요. 나오세요. 그 전화하고 막 계속 그러니까.
We're gonna fuck you up.
Damn, that is
Ko
tough.
owed a whopping $50,000.
Damn.
The stress drove him to cut himself. He missed his artery and survived. But living meant his debt kept growing.
Oh
In 10 months,
shit.
it ballooned by nearly half to $70,000.
Who was coming for him?
In despair, he overdosed on
The
pills.
debt clears. The debt
He sent a
collectors.
suicide note to his family, who called the police. They broke down his door and stopped the suicide. When his family finally found out about his debt, he tried again for the third time.
In his documentary from 2
Poisoning
years
himself
ago.
with a potent
Because for them,
dose
the
of
debt
alcohol.
is more embarrassing than anything else. Like people knowing about it.
그게 어떤 경우냐면 이제 가족이 알게 되고 그러니까 저 그런 수치스러움 때문에
Yep. Shame is a huge,
Whose
huge
multiple
thing.
suicide attempts are hardly the exception. Between 2014 and 2018, more than 800 people tried to kill themselves by jumping off this bridge in Seoul.
That's almost
Known
like a
as the
person a
Bridge
day.
of Death,
Yeah.
the Mapo Bridge is one of South Korea's most popular suicide spots.
Wow, you're talking about
Top reason for
suicide and
suicide.
popularity? We're in trouble.
Yeah. It's so cool. Everyone gets a hat.
보세요. 김
Debt counselor Kim Min-chul
Yeah, with a
believes the
triangle
top
or a
reason that
square on it.
drives
Oh,
debtors
shit.
to end their own lives is shame.
이게 동양의 전반적인 문화 중
Yep.
하나가 그
He's right.
신심을 갖고 있으시거든요. 빛이
와우.
100이라면 70만 공개하시고 30을 숨겨요. 이런 경우가 굉장히 많습니다. 그럴 땐 두 번은 더 이상 말 못하겠어. 이렇게 문제가 더 번져나가는 경우가 있기 때문에
Techno.
South Korea may be an economic powerhouse, but its households are up to their necks in debt. And this debt
Much
is
higher
growing.
than the neck.
So this
Korean households owe banks and other financial institutions 1.75 trillion US dollars.
Woo!
The country's household debt as a ratio of its GDP now ranks the highest in Asia.
Household debt has been rising at much faster rate compared to household income itself, which suggests that people are taking on more debt in order to repay back their original debt.
Household debt
Paying-
refers to student loans,
paying debt to pay
car
debt.
loans, home mortgages, small business loans, and credit card debt.
Korean version
Debt
of
that
Monopoly.
individuals like you and I incur. In his late 20s, Koo had 4 credit cards. They gave him a combined monthly credit limit of some $30,000
Yo, they are trying to trap you up, dude, with 4 credit
on an
cards.
income of just $500.
What's the interest rates on
Flush
this?
with credit,
Oh,
Koo went on an 18-month buying spree.
Why?
여태까지 내가 못 해본 거, 못 사본 거 한번 해보고
Yep.
Yo,
I fell into that trap
what are you
before.
doing? Yo,
캠코도
son.
사서 여행 사서 제주도
Yeah, that
여행도
camera's like
가고,
$5,000 back
또
in
여러
the
가지
day.
이제 신발도 보조기구도 사고 해서 좀 한번
I fell into that trap.
1년 살아보자. 대충 대략 1년 살아보자. 이렇게 해서 살았던 것 같고 살아서 이제 그때 쓸 당시에도 마음 편하진 않았어요. 되게 힘들었어요.
I understand this, but I understand this though.
Yeah.
I mean, when you like have fucking nothing, there's
I
nothing,
relate.
and it feels like if it's less than nothing, it feels like people are taking things from you too. So it's more than just feeling like you have nothing. It also feels like people are taking the things away from you. And you finally get the opportunity to have something of your own.
Yeah,
You
you
go
feel like
all
you're
in.
making up for lost. You're making up
Yeah.
for lost time, and sometimes you know that you're in a lot of trouble, but you're like, well, if I medicate with purchases, then at least I'll feel good in this moment. Even I'll feel better later when I have these things, even though I'm in a lot of debt.
Yeah. That's why he's using a $5,000 camera to film his fucking cat. I'm about to
In
say
South Korea,
he's got a credit card
credit
machine in his
card
bedroom.
use is a key contributor to the country's high household debt. Koreans use credit cards more widely than anyone else in the world. Buying on plastic accounts for some 40% of South Korea's GDP, much higher
Oh
than
my
America,
God.
where it's 18%.
And that's too much.
In a
That
country
is
focused
nuts.
on achievement, material goods serve as a marker of success.
It is true. Also,
But
plastic
this
surgeries as
consumerist
well.
culture is a fairly recent development. As recently as the 1990s, South Korean households had one of the world's highest saving rates.
Wow.
That is, until the 1997 Asian financial crisis.
South Korea's a huge bailout from the International Monetary Fund.
Unemployment rates, too, are climbing in South Korea.
Huge corporate debts are looming and could lead to more insolvencies.
With businesses limping, the South Korean government tried to kickstart the economy by encouraging consumers to spend. It gave tax breaks for plastic payments.
That sounds so
The
familiar.
result? The number of companies issuing cards exploded. Between 1999 and 2002, the number of credit cards for every adult doubled to 4. And as competition heated up, credit card companies also started loosening credit limits to entice more cardholders.
So I'm gonna leave it at that for you guys. I just want to give you.
That
just
was
wanna give-
heavy.
I just want to give you just like the background. Okay, either before you watch Squid Games or after watch Squid Games, just to know that that's the context of like where that kind of story came from, where someone would be inspired to make such a crazy story like that.
And to any one of you assholes out there that want to keep talking about it's about socialism, very, very much not the case.
According to the creator of it, right? The actual person who
Yo,
thought it
according
up.
to their fucking economy. Holy crap.
So that sounds like a lot of parallels to like the housing bubble in a lot of ways.
No, it's not even a parallel. It's the same exact thing.
It's giving
It's the same exact thing.
It's giving mortgages to people who make $10,000 a year. You know, here's a mortgage for a $500,000 house. You know, like So,
I mean, maybe they should stop selling the houses for $500,000. And
yeah,
You know,
that's
maybe-
another story about why
yeah,
you buying $500,000 for like a fucking haunted house. You know, like what the fuck is going on in this country? So that's a Squid Games edition. You know, hopefully you guys check the show out, or like, you know, I don't know. I can't really force people where they want to see it in the English dub or see it with subtitles. I think it depends on how you absorb information, I guess.
yeah. What is your opinion on dubs versus subtitles?
I mean, it's changed over the years. Before I was really dogmatic. Like I'm gonna watch this. I gotta see the subtitles so I can hear the language, even though I have no idea what they're saying. I need to process the language, hear how they're saying the words and the acting and the performance. Now, I have my attention span is so like a child, small little child, that I need the terrible English dub. I know how terrible it is, how much the lips move. and they're not saying the words. Like I need to see the English dub. Like,
it's very, very strange. Me and you are the exact opposite.
Yeah.
I started out, dubs are fine for me, but over time, when the sounds don't match the lips, it really becomes like an itch that you cannot
get
scratch.
A whole different performance with the English dub. You might get a whole different like idea of what
Yeah, and then
in the English dub.
Yeah, but I think that both the dubs and the subtitles, especially lately, have. I think they both have a problem where the translations are poor.
Yeah.
And so for me, I would rather hear, especially if you're talking about Korean, like dramas or films or something like that, you know, being that one of my partners is Korean, I'd rather read the subtitles and ask if the subtitles are the way they're supposed to be, then, you know, deal with the dubs.
I feel kind of spoiled now because I feel like you don't really have a choice. I think everything was like subtitles. I feel like now you actually have more of options now than you did like this 10 years ago when it comes to like watching foreign movies. Like you have no choice. You had to read the subtitles.
I'll tell you, there's one disadvantage to subtitles is that maybe this is just a me thing, but I end up watching less of what's happening because my eyes are fixated on the text at the bottom of the screen. Yeah.
I mean, I see this, for me, I think I see the story a little differently. I start to see the story as a writer because I'm seeing the words. So less as a movie and more like a podcast.
It's almost like you're seeing a script.
Yeah. I see it more as like a writer, you know. So a lot of times if I have shows that I like too much, like binge watch over and over again, eventually I watch those with subtitles just because I want to see the words and see how they so it's dope. So I want hopefully you guys don't go to South Korea and take out 5 credit cards
because then you'll end up in the Squid Games, and if you lose, they're gonna shoot the fuck out of you with MP5s.
End up someone knocking on your door like 3 a.m. and then texting you over and over again. That's some serious debt collectors over there.
Legal stalking.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a scene like that in Squid Games, and I guess it really happens in real life. This is Black Power Magic Hour, or Global Earth News, Squid Games edition. You can follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, YouTube. Act.tv has 60,000 subscribers. We're also on Facebook at the moment until they turn us into alien super race, Black Power Magic Hour, whatever, where we're aliens ruling over the human race. And then Dr. You're a Genius, he's live talking shit on Twitch, Twitter, Discord, YouTube, and that's Global Earth News, Squid Games edition.